On my way back to Ohio, I got to give a big thank you to Jason McGinnis with Amy in Ontario with Ollie's baseball. I was waiting to see what would happen last night because quietly, if he lost, no big deal. But if he won, I had to drop the kids off at school at 8 o'clock, go to Pennsylvania. Addie needed picked up at 2:50. Ava was going to cheer club till 4:30. And it's a big ask, knowing that Jason has a ton of work for tomorrow. I have a lot to go down and drive Scioto all night, but those horses have to get there. They have to get warmed up. They have to get cooled out. They have to be put away and taken back to the barn. Jason's got a long day ahead of him tomorrow. And, for him, I know he likes kids, but he's not a nanny. And, I'd asked him last night, if this was going to, listen, if it was a huge problem, I just would have booked off some of my drives today and left. As it turned out, it might not have been a bad thing. But for him going and doing that, picked up both kids today, took them out to the house. Obviously, Ava's old enough to babysit. Both out to the house as I'm on my way home right now. So I wanted to get that out of the way, so I didn't want it to go unsaid. I'd said it to him, but this goes to exactly when I talk about having the greatest clients, we also have the greatest employees also. Jason could have easily given me a million excuses and I would have happily accepted any one of them. But went out of his way to help out and take care of that today. So for that, I am greatly appreciative. Ollie's game is about to start in 8 minutes in Ontario, so you have 8 minutes of my undivided attention. The finals are tonight. Obviously, I couldn't make it. I was torn, but it was just so many horses in today. I wanted to make sure that everything went well. And it did and it didn't. I didn't get what I really wanted to get done today. I guess on the side of Dreon I did, and on the side of La Dorraine I did not. So we're going to go through those right now. Today I went to the barn, jogged. I forget the colt's name. The pretty Marseille colt, the one we turned out. He looks great. Man, he's really grown up. Really happy with the way he looks. And I went with Chime Bell today. She looked good also. I'm going to train her hard tomorrow, and then we're going to race her next week. Now, a lot of people asking Anthony, with that good qualifier at Hastings, is there a chance that Mountaineer Prince could make his way back? I know a couple of our clients said, well, obviously not, because he doesn't get around the track. Well, I'm sorry, but I just don't accept, I understand that Ludington track was just very bad. So I had asked Lauren, could you ask your dad what Hastings is like? The reason I ask is because of all the times over the next 2 months, only one day I can tell you that I don't think I'm busy, and that is Tuesday, when the horses are supposed to race at Hastings. So David Tackman just messaged me and said he picked me up at the airport, so clearly there's an airport close. I'm sure Amy won't be thrilled, but if it's possible and it makes sense, and that track has to be at least remotely good, or it's a wasted trip. So if the track is good, I'll at least commit to hearing Donnie out, right? If the track is good, I'll think about it. Or otherwise, he can just be entered tomorrow for Wednesday in the maiden at Northfield, going for $8,000. Either way is fine with me. So I went with Chime Bell today. I thought she went good. I'm going to train her. She's going to be in to go next week also. And then I came over here, warmed up La Dorraine. I thought she was good. I think deep down I overthought everything way too much. Coming off the gate, I was hesitant. The 2 horse, I'm 1 to 5. The 2 horse isn't going to try me if I really blast her out of there, but I'm trying to be a little careful with her. 2 horse gets down in front of me. She got a little grabby, and I said, I'm not going to get cute. I'm just going to move her into the 2-wide lane. Hunter, you can get in somewhere. And she got to the turn and just got a little nervous and made a break. In fact, I think she touched her outside knee. Now remember, when I trained her at Northfield, that was a half-mile track. She's less apt to hit that outside knee on a half-mile track. It didn't come anywhere clear that I can remember. But when I looked down, when I saw her just get a little shuffly, you could feel the boat tipping over, so to speak. And I'm just trying to gauge what is going on in real time. And I could swear I saw her touch her outside knee. Either way, it should never have happened. I should have pushed through. If I had have asserted myself off the gate, everybody ducks. But because I look vulnerable coming off the car, why? Why would anybody duck? And that's what happened today. I apologize. We'll get to the bottom of her and get her qualified back on Tuesday. I have to come here for the other goofball there. The Hall horse, Casanova Hall. And insider trading, remember I talked about that lump on her rump? Yeah. We ultrasounded it. It was a deep-seated abscess. It could have got a sliver in the field or something. And the vet opened it up and lanced it. Oh my dear God. Wow. All I can say is, one, I mean, those things happen. It just the way it looked and where it was at, you could tell me, you could convince me. I told you guys we're going to get the chiropractor to come in. You could convince me that something was at a place. But now looking back on it, the way she was trotting, it's so hard to believe that it would be that. Anyway, it was lanced and it was pretty grotesque. So, one, obviously the filly is a little tougher than we give her credit for. And two, I don't know the timeline on that. It could be, I don't know, a week or so. 2 weeks, I'm not sure, but I'll let you know. So Ladorraine makes the break. It kind of sets up my day. I'm a little angry now. I'm angry at myself, and I just picked up a bunch of catch drives. It's hotter than I thought. I just wasn't feeling it. Maybe it was because I had a bunch in last night. It was a late night and early morning. I have no idea. Then the filly runs. I'm like, now I'm really in a funk. Go out and I drive some horse. It just seemed like all day, second, third, fourth, which don't get me wrong. You're getting checks, fine. Don't be a baby. But it is a little frustrating after a while. Blue Ventura raced good, finished fourth. I'll tell you right now, I think we're just going to turn him out in the field. There's nothing left for him. I know everybody says, he's a 2-year-old race here and you can race in it. No. We can bring him back and treat him. And quite frankly, if you were to look at the horse's schedules, Blue Ventura has a much better line, much better grouping of lines than Time did last year, right? He won in 54 and a piece, but everything else looked rather ordinary. Whereas Blue Ventura every week, 54, 27, 54, 27, 54, 27. I think the horse looked good. But there's just nothing left for him. And I wasn't coming first over with him. You know, I'm sure I was waiting for somebody to say, maybe if you had moved him. I've already seen that movie. There's just no need of it, right? You're not beating the horse on the front. Dave Palone's horse is an absolute lock as soon as he makes front. It is over. Slam the door shut. I'm thinking second, but I had trouble getting him into the passing lane too. If I had been able to file right, at the time, halfway down the lane I could have, but at the time when I had to make a decision, the passing lane was right there and I had some trouble getting him in there. It ended up costing us third, but he raced good. Again, he's been a good colt all year. I think we just turn him out and again focus on Christmas time with this guy. I am excited to bring a number of these horses back. I can tell you that right now. Serious Dragon was the next one. I had one of our clients email me and tell me that wasn't a good drive. I applaud your bluntness and candor, but I had them unpack why they believed it was maybe a less than stellar performance on my part. Well, you could have gotten in the 3-hole going in the first turn. That person was giving you the 3-hole. You're right. You think I didn't see that? No, you think I was born yesterday? He was giving me the 3-holes. He wanted to flush me first over and follow me right to the lead. I came there to win, envisioning me getting in the 3-hole, coming first over into the favorite, which would have been Dave Palone, one way or another. Following along behind me is the second favorite, and really at the time, the only horse that I have to beat for third, if I can't beat those two, is the one right in front of me. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to push to the front. Then I'll release Dave Palone. I'll sit behind him, and in my mind, I'm first or second. Let Brady do the heavy lifting, not me. As it turned out, just a tiny bit flat, finished fourth. Getting parked at the quarter to zap him a little bit, maybe, but that's horse racing. And this isn't meant angrily. Anybody, I can dissect any race, I or anybody else who's in and say, this is what you should have done, this is what you should have done. In hindsight, could I turn a fourth into a second or a third? Yes. I didn't come here to be second or third. I came here to be first. And pushing the envelope, getting to the front, stretching Dave Palone a little bit to the half, following him was the way to do it. Just didn't work out today. It's just the way it is. So I appreciate the critique, but you have to understand in real time what is going on, right? In real time. And I knew exactly what was going on in real time. Here, Anthony, here's a nice big fat 3-hole for you. Oh, geez, thank you. I appreciate that. Now we got to get going at the 3/8 ball. And I didn't come there to sit third along the rail, which would have been fifth along the rail in the last turn. I came there to win. And to win today, I was going to have to put him on the front, let Dave Palone go, stretch him a little bit, follow him, and hope I had the better horse today. And that's exactly what I did, and it didn't work out. So, no big deal. I get where you're coming from, but you just have to understand in how the races are going to set up. You can't take a look at how the race could have been afterwards and then say, this is what you should have done. That's hindsight, right? So, Series Dragon race good. You know, a beaten fourth, but he's as good as any of the horses in that class. And then we get to Dreon. Dreon was awesome. Man, did he race good. DeFrennan was not super kind all day, but in the position I was in, again, third along the rail, I could have stayed in third, and I probably would have won anyway in hindsight. So we're talking about hindsight. But the right move, obviously. You're 2-5, 3-5, or 4-5, whatever the hell I was. You know, the only two horses you have to beat are right in front of you. Don't beat yourself, right? Don't sit third, let them command the lead, the fractions, and then cry after because you couldn't run them down. That's on you. Plant your flag in the front end to quarter pole. We get up there. That was a hell of a mile. 54 and 1 off quarter in 29 seconds. And that wasn't his quarter, wasn't 29 seconds. It was 29.2. So he trotted his last 3 quarters probably 124 and 4. It's a hell of a mile from Dreon today, and he did it rather easily. So impressed by him. Again, this is another thing. You know, we go back and forth. I was originally going to send this horse back to Ontario, but when we go back and forth, he can do in the hours of 3, he can do in the hours of 2, but 4, he can do probably in the hours of 5, but 8. When he's done there, he can go to Scioto and race in the hours of 10. When he's done there, he can come back here and race in the hours of 12 claimer. Jeepers, that puts us right through till got to be December almost. So a very clear, systematic, methodical advance for Dreon. So that's what has gone on so far. I'm about to tune into Ollie's baseball game right now. I'm 2 minutes late. Then I'm going to watch Collector at some point. We got Widespread Panic at 6:38 tonight. Resolve a Deed and Really Don't Care. Good luck to all my partners tonight. It turned out to be a fantastic day. Just a pretty good day at the track. But the weather itself is just amazing. It's beginning to feel a little bit like fall. And I love fall, but I just feel like there should be more summer left for us yet. Anyway, with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I will talk to you all very, very soon. Take care.